Hi everyone, Forrest with Honey Pots here. We are in Zone 5, the Mitten State, and it is miserable outside. So I thought I'd bring you inside to get a more intimate look at the garden room, as I've promised you guys. We're going to go ahead and go on in and shut the door behind us so we don't disturb my family. All right, here we go. First things first, I have a really amazing door here. And on it, I want to put an air wreath. I thought that would look really cool, a wreath made up of air plants. I think air plants would be a better choice since succulents, you have to put them in soil and they can get quite messy, and I'm sure the opposite side of the door is going to look yucky. I probably will have to hang something on the opposite side of the door. But I've always wanted to do one of those, and I think that would be a great place for one since this is my super bright green room. Even though it's yucky out and I kind of have the curtains closed so we can do filming. Okay, the first thing when you come in here is I've got my shoes. Yay! Once they get really muddy, they'll go by the back door, but I'm keeping them in here for now, keeping them safe as a little reminder that spring will come, spring eternal. Then I've got some of my plants. This one is just kind of hanging out here helping this guy. I do let plants help each other out. This guy likes ferns are really difficult to grow. They're a pain in the keister. Really, they need to be grown in a greenhouse so they can get the moisture that they need and get nice and full and happy and fluffy. So I'm utilizing the moisture from that plant to help that one stay a little bit more humid than just being on rocks. Plants seem to do better when they're in close contact with other plants. So it's kind of like the buddy system around here and in my vegetable garden. Up here is a strawberry begonia. I just recently got this guy. I saw it, fell in love with it, and had to have it. They call it a strawberry begonia simply because of the way it grows these shoots off of it. It's in the Rex begonia family. So once I've had it for a while and I see how it does, I'll be propagating that guy. Come back behind my couch here. I've got my spider plant, which is doing really well. He needs a little bit of TLC. Everybody needs a shower in here. So it may be shower day today. And then these were kind of like rescue orchids. I need to get a couple more for in here. But I like to rescue them and place them in here. And I haven't had any bloom yet. I just started this last year. Not even a year ago, just a couple months. But I'm really excited to see if I can get them to bloom. I may take this whole thing outside and hang it in a tree. I thought that would be really cool. Okay, let me get my balance here. The cat, we can't forget about the cat. You cannot touch this. I have some twine to fix this. See how nasty it's looking? But she gets really, really mad at me anytime I touch it. And she gets very upset. It's hers and she doesn't want it to be fussed with, so I'm going to have to do it at a time when she's not going to be around or someone else is distracting her. Alright, this is kind of like my plant corner here. It houses most of my stuff that I will take these guys out in the spring. Again, everybody needs a shower here. You probably recognize a couple of these guys that I've done videos on, the Dracaena, the Norfolk Pine. This is a fig tree, which I got for like 50 cents. It was just a sad, sad thing that had been forgotten about. And so I said, I'll take care of it. And I'll bring it home and pot it. And these are the paper whites that I potted. This little guy, he's really cool. These get really, really lanky, so you have to pinch them back if you want to keep them short and fluffy. So this one had a pinching back about 2 months ago. It's very slow to come back. You can see the little tiny leaves in there. And this one belongs in my bedroom. I call it the pink room. I have it like really shabby chic, vintagey, girly. It's really kind of opposite of my house because everything's red and green, bright colors throughout the rest of it. But I wanted some place that I could just unwind, relax, and so I thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun to have all pink plants in here too, since I'm being a girly girl. Um, this is the kitchen window, so we won't look into that. I haven't cleaned the kitchen yet. That's getting ready to be totally redone. We're gonna just take everything out and paint and stuff, so I'll show you guys that later, especially once I have plants in there. Right here are some begonias. This is kind of like their little nursery tray. Again, see, I've got the buddy system all around here. And these definitely like to be close to each other. They like humidity. You can see I have them in pebbles in each of their pots. But when they're together, they do better. They just do. I have a heater here. I do have a humidifier I put out, but right now it's kind of cold in here. And then I have my fake fireplace. Yay for fake fireplace. It just gives the ambiance. It doesn't put out enough heat, obviously, or I wouldn't have the other heater in here. I also hide some stuff in here, under here. I've got all my icky plant trays, but it's a good place to slide them down into. My first part of this desk hutch thing, I got this, it was on the side of the road. I painted it. I had it in my bedroom for a while, and I thought, oh, it would be great in here to put plants on and make it pretty. Well, you see now I've got like my soil bin. This is my water. I'll get water out of the spigot, and I'll let it sit in these bottles so that the chlorine will evaporate out of them and it won't be such a heavy water. And this is what I water my plants with. Extra pots. These are my coffee grounds, which will go over coffee grounds. Got a little salt candle burning. My water can. I just have a little one. And then I have my food processor thing for my eggshells. Let's see. Drawer number 1. This is like just pins and all old electrical stuff. Let me move my tripod. This one, yep, this is the blue book, and my notepads. This drawer, some seed containers, some hooks and hangers. These, I told you guys I kept some of the tags out of the bushes and perennials and stuff I got. That's just for identification, because sometimes you get so many plants you forget the name. This was my garden in Georgia. This was my vegetable garden. Really cool, huh? I bought the statue when my mother passed away. Actually, when my sister passed away, as, you know, just symbolic of her watching over me. The center stone part around there was an herb garden. Then around that are strawberry plants that you can see. And then around that were all my beds where I planted my vegetables. And along the edge that you can't see there is my compost bin. But that was my garden in Georgia. It was really nice. I love that layout. Very cool. Let's see if you guys can see that better. Okay, and then I've got some, these are top bars for the beehive. And the bee will make their comb along here. You put wax along here, beeswax, and they'll know to start making their hive comb there. I've got a bunch of them in here. Let's see, extra fun stuff. Can't show you guys that yet. This, I need to get some bolts for that. These boards are so I can make a flower press. I'd like to collect some flowers and make press flowers to have photos. Well, not photos, but art. And then that's my board that I set down on my table over here. And oh, this is really cool. Let me pull this out here. So I found these. I have 2 of them. I already put one together. They're like little corner tables, stands, plant stands. $2. Woo! I know, I'm always so proud of, you know, the money I save, but I am. I want to spend my money on other things besides expensive stuff, especially when I can find it on clearance, you know. Let's see, next. I love the word joy. I don't know if you can make that out. So I have it like, I think in 3 or 4 spaces here. This little guy I'm a little worried about, so I kind of got him sitting here so I can keep a close eye on him. These pots back here were a really cool find. These are McCoy pots. They're collectibles, and I found those, I think I got them for like $1, $1.50 a piece. But I really like those pots and I want to collect them. This is going to be something else. I'm going to take this off and put a plant in there and do like honey pots. That way I'll have some sort of symbol for my name and title. Extra pots, my gloves. I've got my seeds in there. I've started some succulents in here. I'm not sure how that's going to do. I haven't done succulents before like that, starting them. We'll see. I've got space for more in case they do work out, and I can definitely get more succulents. That's no problem. And just see how they work. I'll do a video later on it if this kind of works out for me, to give you guys an idea of how it goes and how I did it. These little drawers are, I love these. Oops. Spray bottle. This is just my mister. Scissors, lighters, little candle thing in there. Let's see. And here's all, this is the $1 store scissors I showed you guys earlier, but all my putty tool things for in the house. And let's see here. And this is just my tool drawer. That will get moved somewhere else because I need the space for something else, right? Books. These are mostly my beekeeping books. You guys probably recognize these from a find. I'm having trouble with the smaller ones. My little ladybugs. I've got some extra pots here. My friend gave me that. Let's talk some dirt. He's a he works with plants. He's a landscaper, so he and I get along great. And then I have some of my other journal my mom gave me, and then different types of books that I like or I find inspirational that I want to thumb through. Let's see, top, I've got my little lamp. I have a prayer plant. There's another joy. Another one of these guys. And, oh, this is really cool. This, I need to get a hanging downy plant, and this is a popcorn box, and I'm using it as a plant container. I love that. It looks really cool, and when people see it, they're like, oh my god, what a great idea. I like fun, you know. I don't like to be so serious about everything all the time. So I like to have fun things like that around. Rethink things. This is the window into the living room. Like I said, this was a porch, and I found a home for these guys right here, which is really cool. And they like it here. I'm probably going to move them sometime later, but for now that's where they stay. And then I've got these 2 shelves here. I don't have anything on the top shelf right now. The plant that I'm nursing over there was up there. Didn't seem to like it. I'm not sure if it was how the air was flowing or not. But this guy I recently transplanted in here in one of those shorter pots. I think I did a video on that. I'm not sure. But I always put like the plastic containers inside of that. And the plastic containers you get, you can cut them to fit those really odd shaped pots, which I hate that. I wish I could find like containers that fit the pot, or the pots, they size them correctly so they would fit some of the other containers that you can get that are used as liners. But okay, well guys, anyways, this is the tour of the space, and I appreciate you watching and coming with me to enjoy my garden room here in the Mitten. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know how I like that, and I'll see you in the next video.